Hello, I'm Matthew from Survive and Learn, and today we will be talking about preparing a fire. So, preparing a fire is the first part in building a fire. So, there are three main parts in a fire. So, first there are tinder, which is like when you'll start off your fire. So for tinder, we will be using just a lot of cattail. You'll see just tons of cattail, and some straw and small sticks. Tinder is the first part, and it is the easiest to light stuff. So cattail is good because if you fluff it up, you'll see that it gets really fluffy, and then because it's really fluffy, a lot of oxygen can get through, and you want oxygen because fire needs oxygen, heat, and the stuff to make the fire, the fuel. So cattail is good for getting the fire started. This is called flash tinder because it goes up very fast. Straw is also very good because it burns up fast too, and a lot of oxygen can get through straw. And we also have small sticks, which burn up really fast. Now, since it's the summer, we don't have to be that particular about what wood we're using, because in the winter, if it's all wet and stuff, you'll have wet wood everywhere, right? So the wood you'd be using would be extremely wet. So now we're not going to do that, but that's for later. So yes, first you'll need the tinder, which is cattail, small sticks, and straw. Second thing you want are the kindling. The kindling are more like small sticks, or medium-sized sticks, around the size of this, I guess. This size. So, but definitely thicker. This is when you got the basic flame started, and then you'll just add these to keep on making the fire grow a little bigger and stuff. So this is the kindling and second part of the fire. So once you've got enough kindling, the fire will start growing bigger, right? So if you prepared enough kindling, the next part would be fuel. Fuel is usually a lot fatter. Over here I can only make small fires. So for fuel, I usually use wood size this big or bigger. Or just a little bit bigger. So yeah. That's what we do for a fire. So meet you again when I got the kindling and the fuel prepared and ready for you to see. By the way, there are two types of wood, soft and hard. Hardwood's like oak, softwood's like birch and pine, and others like cedar. So yeah. So now I have gathered more tinder, which is great because that's always better. And I have a small pile of kindling now. So next, what I have to do is gather the fuel. Da-da-da. Pine is very flammable, super flammable, because of all the resin. Therefore, the sap is flammable, because the sap is resin, and the resin is in the pine, so pine is flammable. But sap is what makes the pine super flammable, so you can take the sap and light that on fire too. Well, there you go. So first we start off with the tinder, which is the cattail and the dried grass and small sticks and straw and the small sticks. Wait, that doesn't make any sense. And we also have course, the kindling of all sorts of soft woods. Then we have softwood, small fuel, I guess. And then we have hardwoods, or at least a little harder, of most kindling and fuel. So yeah, that is mostly what I usually use to make a fire. But instead of cattails, sometimes I just use cotton balls or tissues, Kleenex, whatever. But yeah, thank you for watching on Survive and Learn, and see you next time. Bye bye. Yee-Hah! Birch bark is also super flammable because it contains all sorts of good oils which you could use to make a fire. And the bark is super papery, so awesome. Which means that paper is also very flammable.